You're watching CBS 19, Charlottesville. From Charlottesville, this is WCAV-CBS 19 News at 6, where Charlottesville news comes first.
Each and every day, more and more people are becoming victims of identity theft, and one woman right here in Central Virginia is now adding to that total. Good evening to you, and thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Corey Raftery.
And I'm Stephanie Hawkridge. More on that story in just a minute, but first tonight, a Charlottesville jury began hearing testimony.
You're watching CBS 19 News at 6 with Stephanie Hawkridge, Corey Raftery, meteorologist Rod Callen, and sports with Mark Davis. From Charlottesville, this is WCAV-CBS 19 News at 6:30, where Charlottesville news comes first.
Toy maker Mattel is launching another major recall after several Chinese-made products tested positive for
Live from WCAV Charlottesville, this is ABC 16 News at 7.
For the first time since her nomination, vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin sits down for a one-on-one interview. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christina Butler.
And I'm Jeremy Settle. First at 7 tonight, Sarah Palin.
You're watching ABC 16 News at 7 with Jeremy Settle, Christina Butler, Weather Authority meteorologist Stacey Berman, and sports with Mark Davis. This is ABC 16 News at 7.
With Albemarle County looking at a budget short.
Today is the second day Jeep fans from across the country have converged on the Oak Ridge property
Right now.
Live from the Charlottesville Newsplex, where Charlottesville news comes first. This is CBS 19 News at
Your
5.
hot live shot.
The University of Virginia taking on VCU right now. A live look at
shots.
Davenport Field. Mark Davis and Dan Schutte are live at the ball.
Straight ahead on the CBS 19 News at 6, fans and players make a run for it at Davenport Field as lightning and rain puts a damper on the Super Regionals College Baseball Tournament. Plus, Robert Hurt may have won the Republican primary for the 5th District congressional race, but now he's seeking endorsements. Will the runner-up step up? And with the death toll climbing to 18, rescue workers spend the day searching for survivors of a flash flood that raged through an Arkansas campground.
Live from the Charlottesville Newsplex, where Charlottesville news comes first. This is CBS 19 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Carlos Vergara. Our top story tonight, that nasty weather that rolled through the Newsplex viewing area around 3 p.m. It delayed the start of the
10 is next.
This is Wahoo Fox 27 News at 10.
Well, good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm John Rogers. We'll break down the new Idol winner in just a moment.
From the combined resources of the Charlottesville News, this is Good Morning Charlottesville in high definition.
Next on GMC, snow woes. People across many parts of the country are tired of the severe winter weather, but there could be a warm light of hope around the corner.
Oh, we need that. Deadly fire. 2 young children were killed in the Carroll County house fire, and 2 more were taken to the hospital.
And Ford's flight. Actor Harrison Ford is being treated this morning after crash landing the small plane he was flying over California.
Good morning, Charlottesville. We're glad to have you here on a Friday morning. I'm Bo Sykes.
And I'm Britt Moore. We'll have your top stories in a moment, but first, let's head on over to Weather Authority Chief Meteorologist Travis.
From the combined resources of the Charlottesville Newsplex, this is Good Morning Charlottesville in high definition.
Next on GMC, snow woes. People across many parts of the country are tired of the severe winter weather, but there could be a warm light of hope around the corner.
Deadly fire. 2 young children were killed in a Carroll County house fire, and 2 more were taken to the hospital.
And Ford's flight. Actor Harrison Ford is being treated this morning after crash landing the small plane he was flying over California.
You know what else? We have some news just into the Newsplex that Travis Kosh is going to tell us about. It's not necessarily a record that we're proud of.
Right.
Yeah. But there is news. Good morning, Charlottesville. We're glad to have you here today. I'm Bo Sykes.
And I'm Britt Moore.
Live from the Charlottesville Newsplex in high definition, where Charlottesville news comes first. This is CBS 19 News at noon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to CBS 19 News at noon. I'm Bo Sykes. Thank you for joining us today.
Live from the Charlottesville Newsplex in high definition, where Charlottesville news comes first. This is CBS 19 News at 5.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Madeline Crump.
And I'm Jacqueline Piermarini, filling in for Rachel Ryan. Thank you for joining us tonight.
From the Charlottesville Newsplex in high definition, where Charlottesville news comes first. This is CBS 19 News at 6.
A judge agrees to unseal court documents in Jesse Matthews' Fairfax County attempted murder and rape trial.
School districts are now tasked with trying to figure out how to make up all of these snow days. We'll tell you what Albemarle County is doing.
And we'll show you a local woman fighting cancer that's getting the makeover of a lifetime.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Madeline Crump.
And I'm Jacqueline Piermarini, filling in for Rachel Decade.
From the Charlottesville Newsplex in high definition, this is Wahoo Fox 27 News at 10.
10 o'clock time for the Wahoo Fox 27 News. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Piermarini, filling in for Dan Schutte. We'll get to those stories in just...
Live from the Charlottesville Newsplex in high definition, where Charlottesville news comes first. This is 19 News Nightcast at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jacqueline Piermarini. Thank you for joining us. A change in breastfeeding laws means women can now nurse in public.
In high definition, where Charlottesville news comes first. This is 19 News Nightcast at 11.
A big win on day one of the College World Series for the Wahoos. We'll hear from the UVA baseball team in Omaha. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Colleen Quigley. That story and much more in a moment. But
live from the Charlottesville Newsplex in high definition, this is Wahoo Fox 27 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Dan Schutte. A very busy night tonight. We start out with David Reese.
And right now, we were rather busy.
Live from the Charlottesville Newsplex in high definition, where Charlottesville news comes first. This is 19 News Nightcast at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dan Schutte.
And I'm Tara Wheeler. Thank you for joining us. Governor Terry McAuliffe declaring a...
Live from the CBS 19 News studio, this is Good Morning Charlottesville. Charlottesville news first.
Next on GMC, the person suspected of killing someone near Virginia Tech's campus over the weekend now in custody. We'll have the latest on the investigation.
A group of high schoolers is speaking out against Charlottesville's sidewalk snow clearing rule. They
Live from the CBS 19 News studio, this is CBS 19 News. Charlottesville news first. Good afternoon. Welcome to CBS 19 News at noon.
Beşiktaş'ta gözüküyor dedi.
Live from the CBS 19 News studio, this is CBS 19 News at 4. Charlottesville news first.
Good afternoon, I'm Rick Young.
And I'm Alexia Williams. We thank you for joining us today.
Mix of sun and clouds, but our eyes...
From Charlottesville, this is Fox Virginia News with Gretchen Stanger and meteorologist Harry Thomas. Now, Fox Virginia News at 10.
Good Sunday evening to you. I'm Gretchen Stanger. Thanks for joining us tonight. We start with a look at your weekend forecast. Here's meteorologist.
Live from the CBS 19 News studio, this is CBS 19 News at 11. Charlottesville news first.
Good evening and happy Thanksgiving. I'm Emily Swecker. Rick and Ashley have the night off. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, the pandemic...
You're watching CBS 19 Charlottesville.